I find your suffering exquisite.
Save you, we come and nourish toasts and ashes. Death won't save you.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
I never drink wine.
Any last
I find your
words?
suffering exquisite.
No rest for the wicked.
Not my blood type.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
You'll be a fine feast.
We come at night. Toasts and ashes.
Any last words?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering not my blood type.
Let's make some kebabs.
Death won't save
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine.
This might sting.
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Any last words?
no rest for the wicked.
You'll be a fine
Let's
feast.
make
I
some
never drink
kebabs.
wine.
Too slow. Bow and blade.
This might sting.
Swift as a coursing river. Too slow.
Not my blood
Any
type.
last words?
You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting. Spooky and scary.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering not my blood type.
Any last words?
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine.
Let's make some kebabs.
I find your suffering
This might
exquisite.
sting.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine.
Got a bone to
I
pick.
find your suffering
Let's make
exquisite.
some kebabs. This might sting.
Not my blood type.
Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering not my blood type.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
You'll be a fine feast.
Who let the dogs out?
I never drink wine.
Any last words? Let's make some kebabs.
I find your suffering
This
exquisite.
might sting. Spooky and scary. Any last words? Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs. Got a bone to pick.
Not my blood type.
This might sting.
You'll be a fine feast.
Got milk?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering
Any last
exquisite.
words? Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type.
Got milk?
You'll be a fine. I never drink wine.
Got milk?
Something's burning.
This might sting.
I find your suffering
Hell's
exquisite.
Kitchen.
Any last words?
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink. I find your suffering not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
Smell the ashes.
I never drink wine.
So hot right now.
Any last words?
I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's go nuclear.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type.
Let's go nuclear.
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine.
This might sting. Who let the
I
dogs
find your
out?
suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Any last words? Let's make some kebabs.
You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine.
Got a bone to pick. This might sting. Got milk?
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
Spooky and scary.
Let's make some kebabs.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering
Who let
exquisite.
the dogs out?
This might sting.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
Got a bone to milk?
Let's make some kebabs.
I never drink.
Got milk?
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
This might sting.
Spooky and scary.
Any last words?
Got a bone to pick.
Let's make some kebabs.
Got milk? Got milk? Who let the dogs out?
This might sting.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Any last words?
Spooky and scary. Got a bone to pick. Got milk?
You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
Got milk?
I never drink wine.
Any last words?
I find your suffering exquisite.
The night is dark.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type.
Bow and blade, aim high, arrow to your knee. Swift as a coursing river,
This might sting.
You'll be a fine feast.
the arrow finds its mark. The arrow finds its mark.
Any last words?
I never drink wine.
The arrow finds its mark.
Let's make some kebabs.
I find your suffering exquisite.
This might sting.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast.
Any last words?
I never drink wine. I find your suffering exquisite.
Let's make some kebabs.
Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine. I find your suffering. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast. I never drink. I find your suffering
Too slow.
exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast. I never drink.
Any last words?
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type.
Bow and blade.
You'll be a fine feast.
Let's make some kebabs.
Swift as a coursing Ours is your last breath.
This might sting.
Ours is your last breath.
I never drink wine. I find your suffering
Any last
exquisite.
words?
Not my blood type.
Let's make some kebabs.
You'll be a fine feast.
The sky will turn dark. The sky will turn dark. The sky will turn dark.
This might sting.
The sky will turn dark.
Any last words?
The log is about to grow.
I never drink
Let's
wine.
make some kebabs.
I find your suffering exquisite. Not my blood type. You'll be a fine feast. I never drink wine.
This might sting.
I find your suffering exquisite.
Any last words? Big old pile of them bones! Big old pile of them bones! Let's make some kebabs. This might sting.
Not my blood type. The hunter becomes prey.
Any last words? Bon appetit! Bon
You'll
appetit!
be a fine feast.